Hello everybody, and welcome to another Core Set 2020 draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If the video gets to 50 thumbs up, I will post another video tomorrow. So to support the channel and support more content, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you have any questions at all, be sure to leave those in the comment section down below. Also, let me know what you think of Magic Online versus Magic Arena, and I will take your feedback into consideration. And yeah, if you would like to check out the stream live, be sure to check it out on twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to get updates when I post new content. Looking at this pack, our last card is a land, so not really something to keep in mind. Okay, we're going to just zoom it this much. Perfect. Okay. I think Legion's End is not really a playable rare. There's just not a ton of things you want to kill for only that only cost 2 mana. Dragon Mage is just a little bit too expensive to be good. However, the other uncommons are quite good. Overgrowth Elemental is very good in an elemental deck, as it would seem. Just a very powerful card. Ward and Veil's Isle, good in Flyers decks. However, I think Chandra's Outrage is a little bit better than both of those cards. Just premium removal spell, kills anything you want to kill, and I really do like this card in the format. I think Rabbit Bite is probably my next pick. I just really like prioritizing the removal spells early, and I think this is a very premium removal spell, so I'm fine taking it early in that pack. I think the next pick for me would have probably been Rabbit Bite, and then Overgrowth Elemental, and then Warden of Evil's Isle. Warden of Evil's Isle is solid, but generally you're not reducing the cost of too many flyers in the set. But I think Chandra's Outrage is a very good first pick here, because it just does so much damage. Like 4 damage kills basically every card you care about in the set. The rare here, Bag of Holding, is a pretty slow card, but it's definitely got some decent value built in. Other cards of consideration, Pulse of Marasa, just a nice little buffer against the aggressive decks, can buy you back some things. It even has some nice infinite loops that you can set up if you can get a Scholar of Stars. Season of Growth is a card that has really impressed me as well. Getting a nice early Season of Growth can really make your other future Rabbit Bites and stuff much better. There is an uncommon missing from this pack, and there's definitely a lot of very powerful uncommons, so we can't really get a huge read on this. But I think the pick here is between the uncommons. I think Reduced to Ashes is significantly worse. Metropolis Sprite is not that great. So I think here we're going to choose between these two, and let's just take the Pulse of Marasa and see where that takes us. I think it's a pretty good card, and it combos nicely. Even if we end up moving off of red, there's a lot of colors that work really well with a Pulse of Marasa. Now, this is an interesting pick. Pick 3, the rare and an uncommon are missing, so still not a ton of signaling. It's not like we're seeing commons missing from the pack with great uncommons in here. Pattern Matcher can be solid if you end up with a couple creatures that it works well with, but I don't like to take it super early. It's only solid. It's not like insane or anything. Tomebound Lich is pretty good, but it's neither of the colors I currently am. That might not be the hugest consideration, but I don't necessarily want to move in on this card super early when there's other options in the pack. In the common slot, I think Chandra's Embercat is the best common here. I really like it in my red decks because it can ramp out Lavakin Brawler, which is a very good red common. Gift of Paradise is also a solid card. It can help you play a multicolored deck. Bone Splinters is okay if you can get a Sanitarium Skeleton. I think you kind of want one copy of each of those in your black decks. But I think here we're going to take the... Let's take the Chandra's Embercat. It works well with our Chandra's Outrage. It's probably just the best common in this pack over Mammoth Spider, and we already have a red card, so that's just a nice little tiebreaker as well. Okay, so here there's a Shock. Could just keep us in red. I know last time I was on MTGO I drafted red, but you just got to read the signals and think about what cards you think are good. And I think the Shock is a pretty nice pick in this pack. It goes with my other red cards, and overall is just a good pick here. Portal of Sanctuary is actually more playable than I thought it was initially. There's a decent number of decks that just want to go to the extreme late game, and then this can get you a decent amount of value. Looping it with Cloudkin Seer or Gravedigger or something like that is quite potent. Scuttlemutt could be good for splashing, but we don't really need to splash it yet. We don't really know our colors. Gift of Paradise is also a good card, but again, I think we just kind of find the first open color and then move into a second open color once it's more clear. We might be seeing a little bit of a black signal, a couple Gorging Vultures, maybe a green signal. We're seeing some gifts and some other green cards, but I think we might end up in a black-red deck here. Okay, so this pack, again, there's a couple of decent red cards. Keldon Raider's fine. There's another Pulse of Marasa. Then there's also Masterful Replication. 6 mana for 2 3/3s at instant speed is okay. It's not like it's just a solid card. It's not like an insane bomb or anything. Ancestral Blade is pretty good, but I don't necessarily want to take this over a Masterful Replication. I think they're kind of comparable on power level. There's also another Pulse of Marasic, which could bring me towards another green deck, like towards green and some more. But I don't really know if I want to take a second Pulse, because it does get a little bit worse in multiples, because you don't necessarily want to keep bringing, if you draw 2 before you have anything in the graveyard, it's bad. I think here I'm just going to take the Masterful Replication. I think it's a solid card, just powerful, and I don't necessarily want to take a Keldon Raider here over a card that could be a potential signal. Keldon Raider is just very replaceable, and I think Masterful Replication, especially because it's a rare, means it's hard for people to play around it, and could just be a nice pickup for our deck. Let's make these a little bit smaller so we can keep showing you which picks we made here, each spot. Here, I really liked Winged Words. Just a very powerful card draw spell, can let you play a late game deck, and I think Winged Words is actually potentially the pick over this Pack Mastiff, just because it's just a very good card. Hey, not me, welcome. Long time no see. That's my fault because I haven't been streaming very much, but nice to see you. I think Winged Words versus Pack Mastiff is actually quite close here, because I am pretty committed to red, and this is a good 2-drop for red, no matter what your deck ends up being. But Winged Words is a card that I really do like. I think I am just going to take the Winged Words here and try to play blue-red. And now there's an unsummon. We are kind of getting these blue signals, and blue-red seems like a fine place to be. Drawn from Dreams is a pretty solid rare, Zach Sherman. It's basically like a Dig Through Time, but it costs 4 mana instead of just a variant cost. But I think that's just a very powerful effect. Looking at the top 7 is a huge amount of cards. If you have any like removal spells that you need to find, you can just kind of find whatever you need. There's also a decent number of black cards in this pack, so like Unsummon versus Gorging Vulture. If I wasn't like committed to blue, that would be kind of a close pick for me here. But I think since we kind of are going into a blue-red direction, Unsummon's the pretty clear pickup. And now, wow, there's actually a lot of white cards in this pack. There's Raise the Alarm, which is a solid white card if you end up in a token strategy. We're kind of far away from that, but I'm just pointing that out. It might be obvious, I mean, making 2 bodies for 1 card, but it's a very key card for that deck. I don't think you want to try and play a token strategy if you don't have Raise the Alarms. Gauntlets of Light actually has put up some results for some people that I've been like messaging and stuff. Gauntlets of Light actually kind of scares them, but I'm definitely not moving into white. I think here it's just a pretty clear Renowned Weaponsmith over a Ripscale Predator. Weaponsmith, not really always playable, but there are some decks where it can be very potent. If you get a Meteor Golem, it's quite nice. And here we can just pick up a Vial of Dragonfire, very low opportunity cost, and maybe play a Renowned Weaponsmith plus a Vial of Dragonfire as something to go get with it. That's just a nice little bit of synergy, and we picked it up pretty low opportunity cost, taking this over a Convolute. When I say opportunity cost, what I mean is we're not really taking it over a card that's like super playable. Like here I could take a Convolute, which I'm not going to play anyway, but I did get a Vial of Dragonfire, which could potentially be playable. And here, not really a ton for me. I think I'll take Feral Invocation because there's still the off chance that I want to play green. I could go into a Teamer deck if I do end up with some strong elementals. There's also Maniacal Rage. Maybe I do just want Convolute as a potential sideboard card, but I really don't like that card. Or I could just take a Blade Rend. I think I'll take Feral Invocation. I think it's a pretty solid combat trick. And now, I don't like Moat Piranhas. I'll just take Silver Serpent. Sometimes it's playable. Pretty late Inspiring Captain. And Sanitarium Skeleton. Very late Sanitarium Skeleton. Maybe black is where I'm supposed to be. Boneclad Necromancer is a very good card. It's like a solid card for black decks, but I think we'll just take a Ripscale Predator. Though, we haven't really seen all that many red cards. But yeah, Ripscale Predator is a solid enough body. And now we'll just take a Prismite in case we do end up wanting to splash. Okay. So we're finding our colors. I think we've kind of solidified into a blue-red deck. So we'll make these a little bit bigger so you can see all of the curve. And then we'll just start it like this, kind of. Okay. Here, Master Splicer is the best card in the pack by a mile. Yeah, I don't really keep track of that type of thing, Zach Sherman. It's not really worth the, like, mental energy to, like, keep track of the rares you got, like, whether you got unlucky or things like that. It's much more effective to just focus on the moment, focus on what you can affect, which is making a good pick. So in this pack, Master Splicer is the best card by a mile, but we're not playing white right now. And there is a Shock, an Unsummon. I don't really like the second Unsummon all that much. I think it's much worse than the first Unsummon. But Shock is definitely a card that's really good, and probably the pick, and definitely the pick over Pack Mastiff, I think. I almost said just probably, but I think it is just a pick here. We already have 2 2-drops. We can pick up some more. This is also kind of a 2-drop, and Shock is just a very efficient removal spell, and it looks like we're going to be able to play like a kind of control-ish deck, get through the early game, and then play like a Masterful Replication or a Ripscale Predator, get some value out of those, and Shock is just a pretty solid removal spell. So now, this is actually kind of a tricky spot for me. Captivating Gyre is not really what this deck is looking for. We're not looking for a... this card preview window is like completely useless, I've realized. It like the cards are basically the same size on this window. So sorry if that was annoying. But yeah, Captivating Gyre is only really useful in aggressive decks. I don't really like it in my more controlling strategies, and so because you really need to be killing them while their creatures aren't on the board, because otherwise you're just putting yourself down a card. In this pack, the 2 cards I'm considering most are Winged Words. Again, drawing 2 cards is really powerful. Works kind of in this control-ish deck that I'm building with a couple of removal spells and things. And then Lategame Brawler is another consideration. I do have 1 elemental here, and Lategame Brawler is quite potent. I think I am just going to take the Winged Words, though. I'm more of a control deck. I really just want to have this card advantage engine. And I don't think Scampering Scorcher is the pick over a Lategame Brawler, because I just have been really impressed with the Lategame. But I will take a Winged Words here. I really like getting a good bit of card draw, and I think I'm building towards a control deck. And we picked up a Scholar of Ages here. This is the pick in this pack by a mile. It's not remotely close. Scholar of Ages is also like a little combo with Unsummon, because you can just cast Scholar, get back some removal, cast Unsummon on your own Scholar, and that's just a really potent combination. Scholar is just a windmill slam in this type of strategy. Easy pick out of this pack. There's not even anything else I really want in this pack. Maybe I would get a Vial for the sideboard and maybe bring it in certain matchups to go with my Weaponsmith, but that'll wheel anyway. So Scholar of Ages by a mile. I don't think hardcover is particularly playable. You just don't want to put yourself down a card just to give yourself a looter. But I think in best of 1 on MTG Arena, if you have some color hosers, you can play hardcover as a way to like main deck the color hosers and potentially get rid of them. But Scholar of Ages is the best card in this pack by a mile. And now we get a Cloud Concealer. This pack is really coming together for us. If you have to find a limited format where divination is bad, oh, trust me, not me. They do exist. Hashtag M19. I think divination was in that format. Cloud Concealer is like the best common in the set. It's close between this and Murder, but I think pack 1, pick 1, I would actually take the Cloud Concealer. I know that might be controversial, but this is just such a huge threat. Like, 2 powered flyers are actually like legitimate cards that can kill you in limited, and it also draws you cards, so it filters, gets you through your deck, finds you your other powerful cards. This card is very good. I think it's close between this and Murder, though, and I think it's like I wouldn't fault anyone for taking Murder or Cloud Concealer. Warden of Evil's Isle is just a little bit worse than Cloud Concealer. I don't have any other flyers that work with it, and also I think drawing a card is just too good to be worth considering something else here. Pulse of Marasa is a best blue common by a mile, Zach Sherman. It's like not even remotely close. So this card, pretty clear pick, and then I think I would go Warden and then maybe Keldon Raider. And now another Winged Words. Wow, there's Cavalier of Dawn, 5th pick. What the heck? I mean, we can't take it because it's a triple white card, and we've already got like 4 good red cards and 1 decent red card, so there's not really a reason to. And there's also a Winged Words that we can take, get more card draw. About to be 6th pick. Excellent point, Gloomin. We are not playing white in this draft, so just taking the Winged Words and solidifying our control deck. I might consider splashing Pulse of Marasa, because that is an infinite loop with Scholar of Ages. Scholar of Ages dies, you get it back with Pulse of Marasa, gain 6 life. That could just be a really potent thing to be doing, and so we'll definitely consider that if we can get maybe a couple of dual lands or things like that. Also, card draw helps you find your splash and stuff like that, but Winged Words definitely a nice pickup. So, Gift of Paradise, not a card we're taking. I think we'll just take a very low opportunity cost Fairy Miscreant over a Goblin Bird Grabber. Vial of Dragonfire, the other one's going to come back. We already have one to go with our Weaponsmith. We don't really need to prioritize anymore. I think we'll just take the Fairy Miscreant. It's pretty low opportunity cost. We could potentially get a couple more. And this is not a Goblin Bird Grabber deck. We're just more of a late game control deck. And Miscreant could actually be a decent card for the early game if we can get a couple of them. Field of the Dead. If we ever have 7 lands with different names under our control, then we get a 2/2. That is a real reward right there. We're just taking Anticipate here, the only card in our color. It also works decently with our Scholar. So Destructive Digger, it's a decent option. We could also just take a Bone to Ash. The reason I like Destructive Digger is because I'm a little bit light on creatures. I only have 5 creatures, and Destructive Digger is just a fine late game card draw engine as well. But I don't think I'm going to struggle with card draw. So I'm going to take Destructive Digger over Bone to Ash, because I'm already a pretty slow deck. So I think Bone to Ash, like having Winged Words and then wanting to hold up Bone to Ash seems really bad to me. So we're just going to take the Digger, and then we'll see if we want to end up playing it. And Reduce to Ashes came back. This is a not excellent, but it's a fine removal spell to pick up, and just good in my control deck here. Take it over a Fortress Crab, though Fortress Crab also might be a decent addition. We only really would want 1 Fortress Crab. Windscarred Crab would potentially be an option if this Reduced Ashes weren't still in the pack. And Lategame Brawler came back? What? This is an incredibly late Lategame Brawler. Maybe we're the only red drafter, which could be a good sign for pack 3. Maybe we could have just been red-white. We don't want Captivating Gyre, even though it is kind of a combo with Scholar of Ages, because you can Captivating Gyre 2 of their creatures and return your Scholar. That's just a super slow combo. We'd rather just get a nice, solid 4-drop. And, as I said, the Vial came back. We might side that in. And another Fairy Miscreant. Nice. I think Fairy Miscreant starts to become playable once you have 4 of them. Yeah, Digger does prevent Flood, but we already have so many ways to not Flood out that I don't think we need it. Like, I guess we'll take Gift. Like, if you look at our deck, we have 3 Winged Words. That's not going to... We're not going to Flood out with 3 Winged Words, really. We're just going to have so much action, I think. A couple Fairy Miscreants. We could get 2 more in pack 3. I'm not super, like, high... Like, I don't really care if I do, but... We also have Winged Words, so if we can get a couple more, it would be kind of nice. Turn 1 Fairy Miscreant into turn 2 Winged Words. Just a decent option. This deck is really good. Pack 3, we open another Shock. Oh, I was so excited. I was like, what rare are we going to get? How good is it going to be? And then we get a Shock, which is also just a solid card. I mean, we're not going to splash white. If we were splashing, we'd splash green for Pulse. Shock is really good, yeah. I'm not complaining about Shock. I was just like, we got a Shock. Shock is really good in this deck. We don't have early creatures, really. We have, like, an Embercat and a Weaponsmith, and Embercat's not even that good in our deck. But Shock is just a pretty solid, like, a good card. Very happy to have it. I think it's close between that and Chandra's Outrage for the best red common. I like how there's Bird Grabber, and then there's Foil Bird Grabber right next to it. But yeah, just taking Shock over the second Unsummon. And I think that's a pretty clear pick up as well. Let's just get the Shock into our deck. And now, so in this pack, there is Repeated Reverberation, which actually strikes me as quite good in this deck. When you have Shock, Repeated Reverberation is a... yeah, you get 3 Shocks for 5 mana, which is actually quite good. So this essentially becomes a deal 2 to 2 different things, which is really powerful. There's also a Fry we could pick up for the sideboard. There's a Chandra's Embercat, but we don't have enough elementals for the Embercat to be quite good enough, I don't think. And I think Repeated Reverberation is actually really good in our deck. We have Winged Words to combo it with. We have Masterful Replication in the extreme late game, Unsummon, Anticipate. Just a lot of really good synergies with Repeated Reverberation. Why can't I say Reverberation? And it is actually a really good deck for You know what the card is. Yeah, I did mention that briefly, not me. If I could get a 3rd Fairy Miscreant, I would actually consider playing them, but my deck is looking really insane. I think we're going to take the Reverberation over Fry here. Fry is a great sideboard card, but Repeated Reverberation is a great main deck card for us, so happy to get that. Wow, Foil Planar Cleansing. Also a Murder, like 5th pick. Not 5th pick, it's 3rd pick, but still. I don't know why there's still a Murder in this pack. We will probably end up taking the Thornwood Falls, and then we could consider splashing Pulse of Murasa. Copying it with Repeated Reverberate. I'm going to stop naming this card because it's just owning me every time. Saying Reverberation is so hard. We don't really want Uncaged Fury. We don't have a ton of creatures. We only have 7. So I think this is a pretty clear Thornwood Falls. The Smuggler doesn't really call it RR. I refuse to let this Repeated Reverberation defeat me. I'll just keep saying it until I get it right. I think Thornwood Falls is the pretty clear pick here. It could help potentially enable a splash for our Pulse of Murasa, and overall, it just strikes me as like a decent pickup because of that. Because Pulse of Murasa is also good combo with Scholar. Reverb. I don't think this is a Goblin Smuggler deck in any way. So let's just get the land. And now a Lightning Stormkin. We may not be a super aggressive deck, but this card is still just going to be great. It can pressure our opponent while we're killing them with our other stuff, and I think this is an excellent pickup overall. We don't need a Sleep Paralysis. We have better removal spells that work better with synergy in our deck, and this is just a premium card for our deck. Red-blue, flying, 2/2 haste. We'll play that in any deck. Frostlynx is also a decent option, but Stormkin is just perfect. It's also a flyer for our Winged Words. Stormkin should have prowess. That would be pushing it, not me. This card's already pretty excellent. 2 mana, 2/2 flying haste. It reminds me of Stormchaser Mage in that way, if it had prowess. But yeah, this is a great card, and definitely the pick over Frostlynx and over Sleep Paralysis. Oh, on-color dual land! We are doing it! It's enabling our splash as well. Temple of Epiphany, clear pick out of this pack, and yeah, not much else to say here. This card is excellent, better than Befuddle by a lot, and clear pick out of this pack. Our splash of Pulse of Murasa is getting to become more of a reality. And now we'll just take a Ripscale Predator. Maybe we'll side it in for certain matchups, but this is the only real card in our colors. We're not going to take a Windscarred Crag because we're not splashing white. I say as I get past the pacifism. I just don't think we need that. Let's just I think here we actually just want Fortress Crab to just stall the game and block a bunch of stuff. I think normally Dagger Sale Aeronaut's better, but we're not going to need that to win. We're just going to draw infinite cards with our Scholar of Ages and eventually just kill all their stuff. So I think Fortress Crab is just the pickup here to just let us get to that point. Because as I said, we are lacking on creatures severely. Ley Line of Combustion, so good. Rugged Highlands, excellent pickup here. Gives us a nice little splash option for our Pulse of Marasa, and easy pick here. I think this is going to be an 18-land deck. We have some expensive cards, and we want to be able to cast them. Also a lot of card draw, so it feels like we're not going to run out of gas. Here, there's nothing for us, so we'll just take a Prismite. We're not going to play it, though. Maybe we'll side it in if our opponent's hyper aggro. But we have 3 shocks, so we should dominate hyper-aggressive decks anyway. So yeah, we have a really great... Oh my gosh. Late Chandra's Embercat. I mean, it's not that good in our deck. But we already have 2 Ripscale Predators. How is no one playing white-black? I don't know. I don't think white-black is all that good of a color combination, to be fair. But we'll take the Embercat. And now, Anticipate versus Smuggler. I don't think we want Smuggler. I mean, it's not really a card that our deck is looking for. Let's just take an Anticipate. What the heck? We could have just splashed white so easily. We'll just take a Sage Rose Denizen. I could see that being playable if we just need a 3-drop. But we don't have any blue creatures, so... Hey, another Fortress Crab. Wow, late Blood-Soaked Altar. There's nobody playing black in this draft. Oh my gosh, or red. Last pick, Ripscale Predator. So this deck is fantastic. I think we are going to splash the Pulse of Marasa just for some nice life gain so that if we do get rushed down a little bit early, we can stabilize really easily. Yeah, I think Pulse is going to be very strong in this deck as well and worth playing. Group creatures separately. So Embercat does not strike me as something I want to be doing. It's just a 2-mana 2/2. We might need that type of effect. I could see playing Prismite over it though. Though we do have Cloud Conceer, I guess, so it taps for that. It taps for this guy. I don't think we're going to play Sage Rose Denizen. It also taps for Lightning Storm, which could be relevant sometimes if we want to double spell late in the game. Ripscale Predator seems like a fine addition for a finisher, but I don't think we really need more finishers. I think we kind of already have all the finishers we need with our Scholar and our looping and stuff like that. Let's bring in an Anticipate. I think 1 copy of Vial, 1 copy of the Renowned Weaponsmith is a fine place to be here. So let's see. We don't want 2 Anticipates, I don't think. Repeated Reverberation's insane in this deck. We don't need 2 Fortress Crabs. So we have 3 lands here. You know, we probably don't need the Vial combo, but I think it just gives us a couple extra playables, and this seems like solid. It's just like, okay. And it gives us another decent 2-drop. If we don't have the Vial, then we don't really want to play the Weaponsmith, which is maybe okay. Maybe we don't want to play either of those, and we just want to play the Prismite. Yeah, we have 3 shocks. We have a lot of removal. Let's just play the Prismite over him. And then we can side in Vials if we need them, but I really don't think we will with so many shocks. And 1 Prismite's not the end of the world, especially because we're splashing green off of, like, we're going to run 1 Forest in this deck. So, it's just a 2-drop that can trade and do some stuff. Might be worse than Anticipate. You know, now that I'm being honest, it's almost definitely worse than Anticipate. Though 3 2-drops is a bit low. We only have 8 creatures. Let's just run Prismite here. Convert a mana cost, combine groups. Okay, so this is our curve. We're really just trying to win with Scholar of Ages, so if we find Scholar of Ages, we'll win. Which makes me want to play Anticipate a little bit more. Let's just play that like this. We have a lot of good instants and sorceries to find our stuff. And I think we can win even without it, just by playing Masterful and Lavakin is killing all their stuff. Pull some Marasa things back. A lot of value here. I'm fine running 18 lands because we just have so much action. And by action, I mean removal spells and stuff. My biggest considerations right now is 1 Ripscale Predator just for extra damage. Like an extra late game win con. And then the little vial package of 2 of these guys. Because like this could be a fine package. This could be a fine late game package. I think we'll try this version out and then see how it goes. 2 anticipates seems like a lot. Let's cut 1 for Prismite. We have 3 winged words. So, okay. Sort by color, combine groups. And then we're going to run, this is a blue-red land, this is a red-green land, this is a blue-green land. So, we're going to run 1 forest, 7/7. Yep, strikes me as pretty good. Pretty good deck. Then the big menace guy. I think the menace guy is a little bit better, especially because we have shocks and unsummons and stuff to help him out. But let's save this deck. And then we'll take a screenshot so we can look at this later. During a match, maybe. But yeah, this deck strikes me as quite powerful. It's a great control deck. The Scholar of Ages was a nice pickup. And let's see how it does. Maybe we do need a little bit more late game, so I could consider those. But deck seems good to me. You know, now that I think about it, maybe we don't want Destructive Digger. Maybe we'd rather have the Vial package rather than Destructive Digger and Prismite. Yeah, Prismite's real bad. Let's cut this and Destructive Digger for Weaponsmith and a Vial. Because I don't think we're going to want to sacrifice lands, and we have some really good late game stuff. And I don't know. Seems better. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Deck seems good to me. Nobody wants to join the queue because they know they'll face us. We have a really good mana base, too. We have 9 sources of each of our main colors, which is just insane. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3 of the splashed Pools of Marasa. I think the only thing we need to make sure we do is draw our Scholar of Ages, but also we can just like win with random Embercat beats and stuff, or a Lightning Stormkin going all the way. Maybe we'd rather have 1 extra big guy to just win us the game, but I think we're going to be solid here. So we're going to disconnect this thing from the sidebar. Do the same thing with the chat. Okay, now we will be able to see those when we want them. And this is a very solid keep. So we will show chat and say, why does it still change the window if I... Weird. Okay. I think we're going to lead off with our Temple, because then we can play turn 2 Lightning Stormkin. We'll put that on to the bottom. We kind of want to draw lands, and we have a ton of removal in our deck that's better than that card. Play the Stormkin. I made my custom pass turn is F, yeah. A is okay, pass until response, and then D is stop passing. Okay. Vial of Dragonfire, okay. So I kind of just want to play my land and then Winged Words, but I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. We can only play a 2-drop here, so we're definitely playing our Rugged Highlands. I think we want to wait until we draw a shock to kill that. Oh my gosh, they have Cavalier. That card is really good. We're totally an aggro deck, definitely. Opponent has no idea. Probably won't need Fortress Crab in this matchup, or maybe not. I kind of wanted to play Vial. Let's just play Winged Words. Yeah, I was hoping to draw a shock. Perfect. Okay. A little bit sad, but not that sad. They only have 2 cards left in hand. We're just going to play Embercat and play our Vial. I don't really have a high priority on killing the Gorging Vulture because we're at a high life total. And we'd rather just use our Vial because it's worse and on board and all that stuff. Okay, let's just think about this turn. So I think we might want to lead things off with a Winged Words. Just see what we're working with. And then we can hold up Anticipate/Vial. That strikes me as pretty good. Okay, nice. So we drew a land, and we already played a land for turn, so we're not going to be casting Lavakin this turn. And then we'll pass. Yeah, if they don't do anything, we'll just anticipate. Yeah, we'll take Masterful Replication. We have a shock. We have a lot. We have a Vial already, so we don't really need these shocks right now. Oh, that's insane. So now we are going to use Vial. Actually, we have this to tap for mana. I'm just trying to work on thinking more during my plays instead of just going for things, because I think that's one thing I struggle with sometimes, is just making plays too hastily. So we have several options here. We can go for Lavakin Brawler, and then we can hold up our Vial of Dragonfire and Shock. That's one option, because this can tap for mana, remember. But I think this wants to just attack. We could also just play Masterful Replication. I think we're going to want to keep this as a combo, repeated plus shock. That is 6 damage. I like that they made this templating better so it's easier to do it. I think getting the Lavakin Brawler into play is a priority here. So, yeah. Let's just attack and play Lavakin. So that's that. I'm considering let's just fire it off. If they have Feral Invocation. Okay, they had Murder. Sure. I was worried about Feral Invocation, but I don't really care that they killed my Lavakin Brawler. Wolf Rider's Saddle, sure. Well, that's a good draw. Kill the wolf. Attack for 2, and turn play Masterful Replication. Or we could play Repeated Reverberation. Yeah, playing slowly is definitely something that you should not necessarily work on, but if you ever want to play in a competitive event, playing slowly is really kind of a brutal thing to do. Sure, Agonizing Siphon. Have him on a 3-turn clock. Actually, a 2-turn clock because we have 6 damage in hand. And we win. Let's take a look at their sideboard. They have Agonizing Siphon, Gorging Vulture. They have a Murder, Rabbit Bite. They have this Cavalier, Sedge Scorpion, Feral Abomination. So they have some big guys. So let's think about how we would like to sideboard against those. Convolute seems like it could be good, because they do have multiple 6-drops, and that one guy kind of we really want to counter. The Fortress Crab does not seem great, because it doesn't block a lot of the stuff we care about. I guess they have some early stuff, but it doesn't block the Flyer, it doesn't block the Feral, it does not block... I think it might block the Cavalier, but I don't think we want that overall. Let's side like that, I think. Let's think about other cards we might want to take out. Yeah, let's just try it like this. I think bringing in a counterspell for their Cavalier is probably worth it. This is a pretty clear mulligan. We have 6 lands. This is a nice keep. We're going to put Embercat on the bottom, I think. Oh, no, cancel. We're going to put Vial on the bottom. Duh. Vial is actually better in our deck. Especially on the bottom. We do need to hit a blue source, but we have very consistent mana to get there. And a couple shocks. Island me? Oh, perfect. Oh, thank goodness for Thornwood Falls. Whew. We don't have to worry about discarding the hand size because we already... I'll play Gorging Vulture, make my day. Scuttlemutt, same thing. Our deck is going to be awesome. 1 second, I must send a message. Okay. And now we can play Highlands plus Embercat. I think that's the better play than playing the Winged Words right now. It gets our Embercat out there, and which is a little bit of pressure. And Winged Words, we don't really need to cast just yet. Also, getting our tap land out is no joke. I mean, because we need to hit our mana, and... Okay, this works out really nicely. They mill the Boneclad Necromancer, Overgrowth Elemental, and a couple forests. We will shock this. It's probably one of the better targets for shock, but first we are going to... Actually, we are going to play our land first. Draw 2. And... Oh. Never mind. Change of plan. Getting our 2-drop out is a little bit more important. So we are a little bit light on action right now. But we have more power in play. We have a good 6-drop in hand. Netcaster A. Just shock that thing now. And then just hold up our convolute / masterful replication. We can't cast masterful replication, but in the future we will be able to. We're going to try and save convolute for his cavalier or a feral abomination or something big. Sure. Well, that's a great draw. Completely insane draw, actually, because we can just get back replication and winged words in a couple turns. We'll double block. Sure. Okay. We're fine making some trades here. Sure. What did I set as pass until response? S. Okay. They are mana screwed. Sure, we'll just trade those off. We only need one green source up anyway. We'll get this scry in. Now we have an infinite combo. Repeated reverberation. Yeah, we'll put that on top. That's a good card. Now that we have 7 mana, we don't need any more. We'll definitely trade with this guy. That's really good for us. He did not play around our unsummon at all. That could be a frustration Rabid Bite. Sure, Fenlurker. Get rid of Convolute. So we're going to get back Unsummon and Shock. Because Unsummon can let us rebuy our Scholar. And Shock is just a really good combo with Repeated Reverberation. Which we might just use next turn. We can go Repeated Reverberation, Unsummon, and Shock. I mean, Repeated Reverberation, Shock, kill both their guys, and then unsummon our Scholar. Okay, sure. We're not too choked up about that. Maybe we were supposed to wait a turn. I might have messed that up. Let's just shock that now. Play our land and pass. Sure. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we just need to draw our Pulse of Marasa. Obviously, we kind of messed that up. We should have got back Winged Words or something like that, or we should have waited an extra turn on our Scholar. That was a bit of a greed play. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can just kill all their guys. So now we kill his whole board. And we are still in fine shape, but we could have been in much better shape if we had used our Scholar better. So if we lose this game, it's because I messed up. We were not under enough pressure to warrant playing Scholar there without just holding up the unsummon, I think. Now I will hold up a land. I think they have Cavalier in hand. Mammoth Spider, sure. Here's Anticipate. Pull some Marasami. Chandra's Outrage. Yeah, we'll take that. Well, they knew I had Unsummoned, so that was a weird play. We're not going to attack. We're just going to use our Weaponsmith to get a Vial. Then Vial plus... they hit their third green. Oh, Wolf. Wolf Rider Saddle. Sure. Sure. That's why they tried to bait out the Unsummoned, so they were willing to trade it. We're going to block here, and then we're going to Chandra's Outrage. And then we'll get our Vial, kill the Wolf. Well, that's it. Changes things, maybe. Scholar. Okay, we're going to think. Actually, we are going to pause for a second. We don't need to see their graveyard. We just need to see ours. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, 11 mana. So we can Pulse of Marasa, play Scholar, and then get back Pulse and Shock, and then shock this. Or Unsummon. Unsummon's better. No. Or we could play it a little bit slower. So if we pay 3, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So this plus Scholar is 10, and we want to get back Pulse with Scholar. So that's one of our 2 cards picked up already. And then we want to get maybe Masterful Replication. Okay, let's just play this slow. Hold this land in case they have something scary. Six life is also no joke. So now we can play our land. Play Scholar. We want to get back our Pulse of Marasa, and our unsummon. Because now we can unsummon our own Scholar here. Because that way, even if they don't kill it, we're still getting all of our instants back. Attack for 1. Then pass. Unsummon our Scholar. Play land. Play Scholar. Unsummon and let's get Masterful Replication. Combat. 1. Maybe since we have this extra mana, we should... Okay, I did that badly. We should attack first and then do this stuff. So we're not going to unsummon on our end step. We're going to... Actually, now that we have an extra land, it does make sense. The last turn we should have attacked for an extra 3, but this turn, since we'll be able to hold up our Masterful Replication, we should just unsummon now. Because we're going to need all of our mana to do what we want to do. Okay, so here we want to go land, Masterful Replication, cast Scholar. Boom! Got the win. And then if we ever did play his guy that, like, his Cavalier, we could have just killed it. Boom! Nice victory for our deck. Pretty great deck here, and I like the build we have settled on. Did we make any changes post-board there? Oh yeah, we did the Convolute over the Crab, but I think the Crab is going to be good in most matchups. I'm glad we ended up putting that Vial to the bottom. That was a pretty solid play. A solid option. A solid plan, shall we say. Once we draw Scholar, the matchups become very lopsided. I think Anticipate's good because it helps us find our Scholar before the before we would deck ourselves, because we get to look at 3 cards there and then put the certain couple cards on the bottom. Our Scryland also helps with that. Thank you, Zach. I am glad you are enjoying the content. Okay, let's say good luck. And this is a solid keep. Keep in mind we have great mana in this deck, so I'm fine keeping even though we don't have a blue source, because not only do we not have any blue spells in our hand, but we just have a lot of good cards. Leaf Kindred's a little annoying because it doesn't die to shock, but you can't always get like maximum value. Ooh, another green-black deck. I think we should be well suited for this matchup. Chandra's Outrage is probably going to go at that guy. Sure. Let's just kill that guy before it can get any value. Because I feel like my opponent was just going to start activating it, and we do have a lot of removal here. And also we'd want to save this for a... Oh, gosh. Luckily we don't have any spells, so we'll just Gargos plus shock that next. I mean, we'll shock plus vial that next, plus reduce dashes, I mean. If we'd hit a land. As it is, we might have to unsummon that. Ugh, yikes. That's a big hit. Exiling it is quite nice, though. We lose to a pump spell, but such is life. And then next turn we can play Lavacan Brawler, hold up Unsummon to protect it from the Bronthodon. Shaman. Brutal. That would have been a really good target for our Reduced to Ash, I must say. So we'll scry. Definitely don't want that. We'll definitely go for this. Also, I mean, Gargos is just a stupid card. It wasn't that we flooded. My opponent just had Gargos on like a couple turns earlier than he should have. Oh yeah, the Gargos ability actually relevant. Somehow we haven't literally lost this game, even though we've essentially lost this game. Hopefully they don't see the line. Never expect your opponent to just see the best line. Because here they can just sack the Bronthodon, get through for the last 2 points of damage, and just win on the spot. But if they don't see that, then we win. No, we don't win. We just don't lose. Okay, so they are a pretty good deck. And I'd say we want Convolute against them because we can counter their X-Hydra at any point in the game and also their Gargos. And we don't want Fortress Crab because it's too small to do anything against them. And the Vial of Dragonfire package seems garbage against them because it doesn't kill any of their stuff. We'd rather have a Frilled Sea Serpent because it matches up well against their 4 toughness threats. And maybe a Destructive Digger. We should put in another Anticipate. We'll keep this hand. It's not the best hand. Wish we had some sleep paralysis. Yeah. It's funny that we 2-4'd ourselves to kill Gargos, and then they played like the Silverback Shaman that we were really hoping they'd played earlier. If they don't draw Gargos, we're fine. We have a lot of removal. Our shocks are not the best in this matchup. Okay, never mind. That's a good target for shock. We'll get that down. We saw one paralysis, but we took a better card. Oh, that's a good find. We're not going to trade. That'll be really bad. Let's just play our winged words. We'll hold up Convolute for potential Gargos, but the thing is we don't want to trade because we have so many shocks in our deck that don't really have a ton of great targets. Gargos costs 6 mana. Okay. Pulse of Marasa, eh? I'm just going to take that. And then we can just use it to get back our Embercat. Wrecked. I'm bad. That was very bad. Oops. Indeed. Lol. Well, that was an accident. Obviously. When you have so many different colors, you just don't even care a lot of the time. So, we just got to focus up and, yeah. Jeez. We're so screwed. Their deck just matches up well against all of our stuff. Oh my goodness. It's funny because it doesn't end up actually costing us anything because we don't have any spells. We just have all lands. But maybe we were just supposed to take the anticipate. Gonna counter that. We're already super far behind on board. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-dee-da-da-doo. If we draw Scholar of the Stars, we're still in this game. So that's our out, so to speak. They also don't know that we don't have a counter or anything. Scholar. Well, islands help cast Scholar. So, basically the same thing. Now we have no outs. It's sad because I would like to get a trophy with this deck, or at some point just get all the wins, but hard to do that when you draw 11 lands and 6 spells. Brutal. No, I can't read the message. Landlording? That's funny. Weird term. I think I heard someone use that term before. Yeah, let's run it back. I guess Fortress Crab would have been better. Actually, it would have stalled a little bit, but it wouldn't actually have killed any of his guys. Okie doke. Just gotta focus and move forward. Their deck, I mean, losing to Gargos plus that other Hydra is very respectable. Like, it's not like a pitiful way to lose. And then the other game, that just happens. Let's cut Fortress Grab for Anticipate, just so we can find our late game combos a little easier. We do have a lot of do nothing in our deck. It's funny because Destructive Digger actually would have been pretty good there. Hello, Myth Lords. Welcome, welcome. Huh. Okay, let's go. Well, I'm glad you found the Streamerooski. We would like to play first. And we will keep. This deck has seemed pretty good to me. I'm really enjoying it. Oh, let's just say hello to our opponent while we're waiting, I guess. Even though it always resizes this window, which actually tilts me. The only thing in Magic that can tilt me is the Magic Online window's resizing. Hello, friend. Good luck. Hey, he sent a message. Samesies. Aw, man, he's one of those people. And by those people, I mean people that don't type their own message, they just copy yours. You play Arena a lot. Arena's so fun. I enjoy Arena a lot as well. I'm just switching things up, seeing what the humans are drafting. I mean, humans are drafting in Arena too, but it's against bots, so I want to experiment. Oh, goody. Let's go. Our dream curve. Ooh, black-red. This is an easy Lavakin Brawler here. And if they kill it, it's a pretty easy Winged Words. No, Arena you draft against bots. You don't only play against bots. I maybe misspoke there. So we have 3 Shocks, so hopefully Shock's good in this matchup. Yeah, and the bots are pretty good. I mean, considering that they're robots, they're pretty good at estimating stuff, but it's not the same. It's not the same satisfaction. Well, that's a fantastic draw. we can actually mana ramp that out. Let's just do this to buff our Lavakin before combat. And then we'll attack with Shock up so that if they have a Blade Brand, that we can blow them out. This is our first time drawing Cloud Conceer. Nice. So we did miss a land drop, but next turn we're going to be able to go Winged Words for only 2 mana. Oh, goodness. Rotting Regisaur, eh? So I think we want to go Winged Words first. I'm not overly worried, but I'm a little concerned. That's a good draw. That's actually a fantastic draw. We're going to hold up our Shock, because now this thing has 4 other elemental buddies. Thank you so much, Vic City, for the subscription. Thank you for sharing that Twitch Prime. I really do appreciate it. So, do we even want to attack with our Lavakin Brawler? Trading for Regisard isn't even that good necessarily, because it does make them discard a card. Let's just make them discard. I think they could do arena drafts with people, but it's not worth the manpower at this point. I'm just gonna make them discard a couple cards. I can just triple shock them plus my vial. That's 8 damage in hand. So I'm I have them on a 2-turn clock that they don't know about. So making them discard is pretty good for me. And if they attack me, I can attack them back for a lot. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Unholy Indenture. Gets so blown out if I draw my unsummon. So they have 4, 6. I have lethal. We're going to shock face. The reason why they wouldn't put bot drafts on is because they're still in beta with it. So they'd rather just put features towards like other things on Arena. Keep in mind, Vial cannot kill players, so we're just going to have to shock them. And I win the match. I mean the game. Yeah, it's just not a high priority for them because people are already playing bot drafts. Also, it's considering that a lot of new players are playing Arena. Okay, so they have a Feral Abomination. Yeah, nothing really to consider for sideboarding purposes. Yeah, let's just run it back. So what you have to keep in mind is that on Arena, they are there's a lot of new players that have potentially never drafted before. So just the ability, we're going to keep this hand. It just got a good 2-drop, and even we use the lands relatively effectively. Reverberation can be great. But they have a lot of new players that have not drafted before. So being able to just draft on your own schedule is just tremendously useful for those players. That was a perfect draw. Winged Words was probably one of our best draws. And it is a lot more pressure when you're drafting with other people because you can't necessarily read all the cards and that type of thing. Wow, Ember Hauler. Yeah, that took me a long time to say my point, but hopefully it made sense. We'll make them use their Ember Hauler here. We are the aggro ones. We go aggro all the time. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. You've been playing since 4th edition and only did drafts at home? Well, oh my goodness, they are not going to be happy when I wreck them with my winged words for 2 mana and then shock their Ember Hauler. Because we all know that that's what's going to happen. Because I am going to get lucky. Considering how last time I played a match I drew all lands. I mean, it's actually tremendous how bad your deck looks when you draw all lands. Like, I still struggle with this. Okay, we're going to just play Winged Words first, so that if we don't draw anything, we can play the Rugged Highlands. Never punished! Triple shock! Triple shock! Let's go! Oh, man. I knew this would work out. I always had faith. But you gotta have faith. Do, 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 do. You weren't super up to doing LGS stuff? Yeah. Okay. Embercat. Sure, we will play our Embercat. LGS stands for Local Game Store, Zach. But also, yeah, welcome to the stream, Myth Lords. It's fun to have active chat members, and glad that you are enjoying the stream. Wow, I'm getting pinged. That's a feels bad, not gonna lie. And if you want to find more videos that are around when even I'm not live, check out my YouTube channel. I have a lot of great drafts up there. Card Shop is a perfectly respectable title for it. Unsummon plus Reverberation. We're looking for a little bit more synergy than that. But if we draw 6 cards with Reverberation, it could be insane. I'm feeling optimistic about winning this match. But as you know, I'm just a couple lands away from it being a complete catastrophe. Feral Abomination. Okay. Hello, the Seeker. Hello. You're catching the tail end of the stream this time, because it is going to be a bit of a shorter one today, because I'm going to go to dinner soon. Unholy Indenture. Sure. Please go for a removal spell now. We're not going to block. Okay, we'll just attack them. Ooh, nice. This is so funny. What the heck? They just put it on my creature for no reason. Makes me feel a little bit better about 2 for 1ing myself killing this thing. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to wait a turn, because if we draw a land, we can Repeated Reverberation plus Chandra's Outrage to kill Feral Abomination plus another creature, maybe. But maybe that's just not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it. We're just going to not go to 7 with this thing in play. Nice. It worked. Oh, the plan worked! The plan worked! Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Life is so good when you draw your Scholar of Ages, because you can then get back Winged Words and Shock. Actually, we'll get back Chandra's Outrage. I'm getting pinged, but I don't even care. Oh my goodness. And then we can Repeated Reverberation our Winged Words. And we get to unsummon our Scholar of Ages for maximum value. Haha. Don't know why I'm singing, but this is awesome. Oh, that was so good. We were going to unsummon it anyway. Okay. You got me. You baited out my unsummon, and then you get back my cat with a counter on it. Well played. Well played, sir. Oh, man. Life is good indeed. Play our land. Play our winged words. We could have drawn 6 there, but it's not worth it. We just want to. We'll kill this cat. And then we will play our scholar next turn. Sure. That's a nice little combo. 7 mana, kill anything. We don't want to deck ourselves, but I think we're pretty good shape here. We also just need it. We could just draw a shock and then repeated reverberation kill them. Because that's 3 copies of shock going face. So let's just do that. Give me a shock deck. That's also kind of a lethal play. Let's just take that. Anticipate. Shock. Whoa, that would have been real bad. Boom! And we got the win! Oh, man. If that is going to do it for this draft video. If you did make it all the way till the end of the video, be sure to type hashtag ScholarPower in the comments section down below to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video. Remember to hit that thumbs up button if you want to see another video tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel to get updates when I post future content and to further support the channel. And check out the Twitch stream if you would like to catch all these highlights live. And, of course, leave a comment if you have any questions or comments or just anything you want to say at all. I do want to give a big shout out to my Patreons. Patreon.com/NicolaiBolas is a place you can go to further support the channel, help me keep making these videos. If you do find a little bit of value in them, maybe you can go and consider supporting over there. And thank you so much to all my patrons that support at the Eternal of Bolas level or higher, and those are the people that go into the credits section. So thank you so much to everybody. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys next time.